All right, yo, what's up, everybody? It's Wooley and Mike Sanders from S3 Magazine. Um, Today we're going to talk about what comments, right? And how like people just feeling like they have to talk all the time and express their feelings all the time on how that's kind of affecting, aka screwing up some of the automotive culture. I'm sure we've talked about it before, but whatever, we're going to talk about it again because it comes up a lot. First, we want to send a shout out to our sponsors, Willwood Brakes and CRC Industries. If you don't recognize it by the name, CRC is that brand that you see every time you're in the automotive store, whether it's like the brake cleaner or the engine degreaser or the direct injection cleaner or like the battery cleaner or terminal protector, all that kind of stuff, usually red and white.
Yep.
That's CRC. Next time you're in the parts store, man, if you're trying to make a choice, choose those guys because they're cool and they're supporting not only us, but they're trying to get more and more into our culture and what's going on the tuner side of things and whatnot. So support both those guys, CRC and Willwood, if you get the chance. Okay, so having said that, do you want to start us off with the whole commenter thing? Or do you want me
Yeah,
to
yeah.
just
So
roll
we, we
into it?
were we were kind of having a discussion a little bit yesterday. Didn't really know what we wanted to talk about on the podcast. We kept asking the question, because we ask this question to ourselves every single day. Where is digital media going? And we don't know the answer to the question. We honestly have no idea. But I'll tell you one thing that I'm starting to see a change in the landscape is the way that media companies deal with commenters because it's like that thing that started off really good. It always starts off good. It helps you get site traffic, gives you a little bit of drama, gives you a
Engagement.
lot of engagement. You get people talking, but then there's always one or two, or in this case, 1 or 200 million assholes that just screw it up for everybody. They just absolutely screw it up. It's just a bunch of assholes just talking shit online now. That's all. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And it's funny how media companies are starting to deal with it. It's funny because we actually saw this coming a long time ago. Like we turned off the comments on our website like 6 years ago. It was mostly because we didn't check it often enough to it was mostly out of laziness. We didn't check it often enough to respond to it. So we'd be like, man, that guy really got me. He really chapped my ass. Oh crap, that was 2 weeks ago. Well,
Like, do I
I
respond
guess
now
I
or?
guess he won that battle,
Yeah.
But we turned our comments off, and yeah, it probably got engagement down, but I guarantee it stopped us from a lot of headaches just based on our YouTube videos and what we're having to deal with, on stuff like that now. I feel
Right.
like a green belt. Um, but but yeah, yeah. So that's what we're talking about.
And
ESPN. I don't know if you saw that about a year ago. They turned their comments off, which was pretty crazy because of how much engagement they just threw away. But their comment section was out of hand. I mean, you would be hearing about a guy hitting a home run, and all of a sudden it turns into a racist political rant by a bunch of morons. I mean, it's
well,
just
and two,
ridiculous.
it probably, I don't know this to be true, but I'm guessing that a lot of the reason ESPN did that was because they have major sponsors and
Advertisers.
supporters. And
Yeah.
so there's a point where you have to be accountable for the idiots on your page or the assholes, as you said, on your page. And
Yeah. You can only sit there and play the victim for so long and go, I'm not writing it. At the end of
yeah,
the day,
where
it
they
is
go,
on
you're
your
the
it
number
is on
one
your site
sports
and your
news
app.
source, man. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, you're allowing them to do it.
yeah,
Come on.
yeah. And to be clear, like, look, we're not being weenies about it. It's not like we can't handle comments or anything like that. And we're not on a pedestal above anybody else. I've been that asshole. I know that Mike's been that asshole. Like
What?
we all hate those people and we have all been those people, right? Like everybody
Yeah.
listening, we've all been there. That's
Mhm.
fine. Sometimes it's just too good to pass up and too funny. And
Yeah.
and you got to say it. But the thing is like I don't know, man. I think it's getting to a point now where we all get so heard that it is, like I said, it's affecting the automotive landscape. Like, I know I've probably mentioned this example before, but it's like always my go-to thing is the FRS. I think that was like, if I was teaching like a history of marketing class, like that would be it. I would be like, here is the car that we all begged Toyota or somebody to make. Toyota made it. Was it exactly perfect? No, it wasn't, but it was the car that we were asking for. They made it for us. And then all of a sudden you have the commoners, right? The guys that are, oh, it's too expensive. Oh, it's not powerful enough. They should have done this. They should have done that. All these things that honestly probably can't be helped. There are budgets that you have to work within. But the point is, there's probably a lot of people out there, maybe even younger people, because that is a car that, somebody that's younger would be able to get for a first car out on their own or something like that. Maybe these guys aren't tuning freaking OGs and all of that, but somebody was captured by this car, looking at the car, interested in buying the car, and then they get online to do a little bit of research, and here comes the freaking asshole tuner nation, bashing it for whether it's too expensive or whether it's not powerful enough or what kind of 240 they build with that kind of money and, all this bullshit, right? Like, it's just bullshit. The problem is the people that are chiming in and talking the bullshit are usually not the ones that are potential buyers. But what they're doing is running their mouth and running off would be potential buyers. Taking somebody who's excited about an opportunity, about a car, about a project, about whatever, and they're just being a damn killjoy. So they're running off buyers and they're not buyers. And that is like the worst freaking just pathetic situation for the automotive industry to even get itself into. It frustrated me to no end that Toyota did it, and then they freaking doubled down on it with the Supra. And it's like, what the hell?
Everybody's seen those comments, and by this, I mean, at this point, everybody just thinks it's the worst BMW ever made.
And you know what? To be fair, I have my criticism. I like it. Would I buy it? Maybe not. What, can I afford it right now? No. So, like, it's not...
Someone should buy it, though, and you shouldn't...
Yeah, exactly. I quickly realized, hey, keep my damn mouth shut. It's a cool car. Is it a 2J? No, and there's probably a bucket of reasons why they can't put a 2J in a brand new Supra, point blank. Stop talking about it. I agree with you. Like, it should, it'd be great. But, like, you can't, like, look...
here's the test. Wooly. Let's pretend that you're one of these little internet gangsters. Have you seen the car before?
Nope. Nobody has.
Have you seen it in person? No, you haven't seen it in person. Have you driven one?
No.
Good. Shut the hell up.
Yeah, exactly. And I decided that that's exactly what I was going to do until I got the chance to drive one, until I got the chance to see one pass me on the freeway. Everything's different when it's not on the showroom, auto show floor or whatever. So... that's one point is, to try and recap, like the FRS was a giant miss. And I think it was a giant screw up for all of our generation's automotive culture because we all lost here because, these little jerks were just pounding on a car that they weren't going to buy anyway, right? It's annoying.
Well, let's not forget that car was kind of a test bed for everybody. It wasn't just Toyota watching.
You bet your ass
Everybody
Nissan was watching.
Watched what happened there. And now they're all going to say, I'm not making a freaking car for the tuner guys. Those guys are little assholes.
None of you bastards buy it.
My sales will be terrible because they can't stop running their mouth online.
Yeah. Because everybody bashes the car until it gets within their price range. And then all of a sudden, everybody's got FRSs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same thing with S2000s. Not that popular when it first came out. Popular, but not that owned. And then all of a sudden, they're everywhere. So a lot of cases, it's not the car. It's just... the people getting frustrated because maybe they can't afford the car. On the flip side of that, I wanted to try and take it back because I was reminiscing and thinking about this while I was driving. Take it back to a time before comments and before social media when I was just a wee lad in my teenage years in high school, reading Super Street, an import tuner and all those magazines. And I was modding my first car that was mine, right? And I remember seeing something, actually it was probably my second car, whatever, but I remember seeing something the ads were different back then. They weren't these like pretty image and like catchy slogan ads that you see today in like print magazines. It was very much like GST plus 11 horsepower with our engine air intake system, and it had like the dyno chart or something like that. And everybody was just like, boom, that's the one I want. And that's what I did. I saw that ad and I went, that's the intake that I want when I get my GST. lo and behold, I got my GST, and then I got that intake. Now, knowing what I know now, there is infinite ways to manipulate data on a dyno chart, right? Like what dynos, what temperature, what, all these different things that a tuner can do to kind of get the results that they want to get. The point is, I didn't know that then, and I didn't give a damn. I was excited about an opportunity. I was excited about a project. I wanted to get this. I worked hard for it. I got it. I was happy. It made more power. It made cool noises. It gave me street cred. It was like a win-win-win, right? Everybody won. I was never disappointed. But if that were to happen now, you take the same 18-year-old kid or whatever, 17-year-old kid, and he sees that ad online. Well, that's not real. That can't be true. My buddy had this car, and we put it on this dyno, and it didn't make that. Actually, that loses power. Blah, blah, blah. And all these naysayers are going to say all this stuff, and that 17, 18-year-old kid looks at it and goes, maybe I shouldn't get that. And you just killed his damn joy. For what? For what? For the internet to maybe notice how smart you are? Like, what? That's what I'm talking about, is that kind of comment. Like, if we're sitting here about to pop off online, maybe, like I said, we're all guilty of it, but maybe just think about it for a second and be like, what am I doing this for? Am I just going to freaking destroy this guy's excitement for no
and kill a sale?
Yeah, and kill a sale, and ultimately just stick another little knife jab into this automotive aftermarket and this tuner culture and everything. Am I going to do that just to try and get some internet street cred and prove something wrong because I'm really damn smart and I need everybody to know it? No, man, let the kid have fun. Let the guy buy the FRS. Who the hell are we, right? Like, we need to realize, I don't remember where I saw this or else I give credit. I either read it or I heard it, but somebody said, listen, if you say something and it gets in one person's head or heart, you're an influencer. And I hate that freaking word. But you are, okay? That's the definition for it. You have influenced somebody. You have made an imprint on them and changed the way that they think about something. So are you going to do that for good or for bad? Are you going to do that positively, or are you going to, be a little dickweed about it and do it negatively to boost yourself up? Like, and P.S., you're not boosting yourself up. Like, nobody gives a, you're not earning anything here. Yeah, you're not next leveling your internet credit.
Sit down, Gary. No one gives a shit that you understand air intake temperatures.
right? Like, dude, it's like you were saying. You can say it again if you want to, but it was like, well, you were talking about how girls online have each other's backs or something, and guys.
And I noticed that recently. Like, my wife is very active on social media, and her girlfriends, they're all great friends, but they are excessively more positive for each other online. Like, social media, they got each other's back, man. It's, oh, girl, you look so good. Oh, girl, this and that. And it's all so positive, almost sickeningly positive. Car guys, shit talkers.
Yes. Like, what is the deal with this, guys?
Polar opposites.
Well, in real life, guys, you ever watch those dating shows on TV? Like, the girls, they're fighting by, episode one. Like, they're catty, they're passive-aggressive, they're nice to each other, hate each other, and, the guys are like, she's hot, best luck to you, man, but, let's hang out. And, they're all, getting along. In person, guys get along great. In person, if somebody saw that same car, they'd be like, hey, dude, nice car, man. Yeah, that's cool, and you'd make a friend at the gas station or something talking to this guy. But online, you will rip somebody apart. Why is that? Why are we little gossip girls online?
I don't get it.
And pack hunters in real life. Like, that's what we're supposed to freaking band together as a tribe and go out there and make this work. Like, it's in our DNA. Yet, the internet has turned us into little Nancy girls.
Car guys and girls are so cool when you actually go to events. Like, when you actually have to talk to people with your mouth hole and see them face to face, arm length away so they can punch you in your stupid smug face if you say anything dumb. Everybody's so cool. And then you get home and this stupid ass little thing, a keyboard, gets in the way, and all of a sudden your brain goes all swirly and you start saying dumb shit that you would never say in real life.
Yeah.
I don't get it. It's frustrating. But the fact is, it affects business. And watch this. Businesses are starting to really notice and to take away the power. we talked about this when it first started becoming an issue a couple of years ago, how, the internet essentially just gave a bullhorn to every person out there, no matter what their, affiliation. You could have somebody who's literally never even driven before commenting on modified car sites and pictures that doesn't make any sense, you know? Obviously, there's no way to really, gate people out. You don't really want to, but I mean, don't you want the more intelligent, more positive people kind of speaking up and representing the community and stuff like that? It just doesn't make sense, man.
I don't even think it always has to be positive. If you have,
no, it doesn't. It doesn't need to be helpful.
I don't want to say negative, but if you have a criticism of something like the FRS or the Supra, like, let's hear it. But like, actually speak real words and put them together in sentence form. yeah, like that would just be so cool of you guys, man.
Yeah.
It would just, I don't know. It's like Mike was saying. I think, a handful of years ago now, the thing was, oh my God, we have to get attention on the internet, because I'm talking from like a business point of view. Our competitors did well on the internet. We have to get out there and do well on the internet. We have to market on the internet, because the more people that hear this or see this, the better. And there's no such thing as bad press. Yeah, there is. And,
there is.
And on the
ask
internet,
Toyota.
Yeah, ask Toyota. And on the internet, yeah, it's multiplied like whatever, 200 million fold. You know what I mean? Because it's not.
I'll tell you what, too. Pay attention, because, like, perfect example. I saw an article about it yesterday, and I'm looking at it right now. Rotten Tomatoes, the big, super popular website that rates movies and shows and stuff like that, they're starting to take away commenting ability from people, because there's been so many trolls and so many people doing just dumb stuff and saying stupid comments. Perfect example, this Captain Marvel movie is about to come out, and they're not letting people comment on it, which is smart, because they don't want people getting run away from the movie theater before they have a chance to go.
Yeah.
The same thing with the FRS. If Toyota would have done that, they probably would have sold twice as many of the damn car.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I think that pretty much covers the point, right? I mean, what else can we say to beat this dead horse? I don't know if it's going to change anything. This is the world that we live in, but and there's a fine line between censorship, I guess you would say. But come on, man, like. Jeez, man,
don't
you should at least
just to comment, and certainly don't comment just to be a douchebag.
Just to
try to be
rain on somebody else's parade, man. Yeah, if somebody's happy, let them be happy, right? Like, I mean, it's kind of why we're all doing this, right? I mean,
it's kind of created this mentality of like there's only one way to do something, because those 100 guys over there said, like the Honda scene, for a perfect example. People have finally started breaking away from it again. But there was a while there where, there's a group of guys out in California who have a very particular way of building Hondas, and there's nothing wrong with that. But they had such a big following, and they were so influential, and they basically said, this is how you build a Honda, and there's no other way to do it. Any other way to do it is wrong. And that's just a crap mentality.
Well, I guess they did say any other way to do it is wrong. But even if we take that off the table and say they didn't, then the parrots get a hold of it, right? The little, the wannabes. And they start repeating, yeah, this is the way you do it. Well, why? Because that guy said.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's the way he did it.
What do you say?
And I mean, dude, it's blatantly obvious. You guys can look around and see it in the import car culture. We've all gone very narrow in what we do now, and it didn't used to be like that. There used to be a wide range of options, and it's not like that anymore. I see it all the time on like the Fiesta boards, and I don't, it's cool, but at the same time it irks me a little bit. People are like, oh, I just got this Fiesta ST, what should I do? Okay, I mean, fair enough question, but then you get the people, oh, you do it this way, this way, this way, this way, and I'm like, here's another one.
Yep.
It gets
exactly
getting cookie cutter. Yep, pick your color. So. I don't know. I mean, guys, we're not meaning to vent about comments. We're just meaning to, say keep your wits about you when you're commenting, and try and look at the big picture of what you're achieving with those comments, because whether you realize it or not, you're an influencer, and probably even a better one if you don't realize it. Little jerks out there that think they're influencers. You know what I mean? Like those guys aren't as cool, but like, there's a lot of guys that don't realize. You might not realize how people listen to what you're saying. You might not realize the amount of people that listen to what you're saying. So mind what you're saying.
Yeah, or else these companies, these that own the platforms, are going to literally just take the microphone away from you, and you're not going to be able to comment anymore.
All right. So
Comments are fun, man.
if you guys have any
Don't
comments,
screw it up for us.
yeah. All right, guys. Well, I guess that's kind of all we got for tonight. I don't know. Let us know, via email or via any of the socials if there's any particular topic that you want us to try and tackle. You can reach me at jwooley at s3mag.com. I'll spell it. It's JWOOLEY at s3mag.com. Letter S, number 3, MAG.com. Or else you can reach Mike at at msanders, MSANDERS at s3mag.com. Let us know if there's anything that grinds your gears, and we'll take a shot at it.
I just cleaned out my inbox. Thanks for that.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're not always right, but whatever. We figure if we talk enough, eventually we'll hit on something.
Maybe.
That's the S3 plan. All right. We bid you guys farewell.
Night, fellas.
Night.